Welcome back to Tim and Sid. The last time we had our next guest on the show had to be at least 4 years ago when we had the local radio show, and we knew he was going to be big at that point. At that juncture in time, we knew he was going to be big. We didn't know he would be this big. Joining us on the line from Arizona is the one, the only, Paul Bissonnette, Biz Nasty. Welcome back to the show, homie. How are you?
You guys have been pumping our tires like crazy lately. You guys were talking about us during that Sidney Crosby interview, and then that was a wonderful intro. So thank you very much for the nice praise.
I'm sure we'll get it back eventually.
Oh, no. Hey, I was talking about you guys on the podcast. I said you guys have grinded hard, and you guys have done incredible for yourselves. And it's a tough industry, especially being in it like as little time as I have. You know, you deal with a lot of criticism, and some days it's hard to get up and keep plugging away. But you guys have done very well for yourselves, and you guys are fun to follow along.
Yeah, we're fourth line grinders. I think that's where we're at.
Yes, well,
I got a real question for him before we get going. Are you bigger now? Do you have more? Like I wake up, you're on my Instagram stories. The podcast is huge, doing big things. Are you bigger now than you were as an NHL player?
I don't know. I mean, I hate talking about myself. God, cringe.
All right, do you just make more money then?
I'll just say this: it's been fun because there's not a ton of guys in the hockey industry who will put themselves out there. So I think that fans are just kind of climbing on board, especially with the spit and chicklets thing, and considering that's it's not very watered down. We're allowed to say whatever we want on the Barstool platform. So I think a lot of fans have really gravitated towards that, and that's helped for my personal brand. So listen, it's been fun. I'm very grateful. And I mean, you talk to some players who retire and they get out of playing, and a lot of them just even have a hard time finding something to do and occupy their time, where I'm busy 24/7 now, and it does get a little hectic, but I'm very grateful, and it's been a fun ride, and the feedback from hockey fans in general has been incredible.
Awesome.
Well, great to see you, Biz, and we appreciate the kind words again. We'll get to this thing you got going on with Budweiser here in a second, because it's kind of incredible. Yeah. First things first, though. We're sitting here in what is now RFA season. Hockey season begins October 2nd. RFA season's been going on for a couple of months. One, how sick are you of RFA season? And two, what do you make of the deals that they're already throwing around?
Yeah, I mean, it's dragged out a little bit. I think under the climate we're in, it's kind of the younger players taking over. I mean, the league in general has gotten younger, so these kids coming out of entry-level contracts are demanding big boy dollars. And I guess the only issue I do have with it is the leverage they have without having to prove themselves when you really earn your true money is come playoff time. And then, I mean, you see guys like who Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin who have proved themselves, and they're on team-friendly contracts. When some guys who haven't proved themselves, are coming out of their entry level and they're restricted, and they're saying, I'm not showing up to camp unless I'm getting X amount of dollars. So I guess that's just the climate we're in now with how the league's gone so young. But I would like to have seen guys maybe prove it to earn their money a little more. I'm a little bit more old school. You guys know that.
Yeah. We had like a conversation at the top of the show where we were discussing whether or not this was good for the NHL, and there's drama in people talking about it. There have been criticisms of the NBA and people who love the NBA for how much drama is around the talk of how much a guy is going to get. Do you like it for the league, and especially where you're sitting right now, south of the border?
I don't think it's gotten even close to where basketball is at. I mean, the off-court drama to me is more entertaining than what the product is on the court in the NBA. I think that it works for them because it does keep people engaged 24/7, and ultimately what is it? Other than football, it's probably the biggest of the four major sports,
right?
And it's getting even bigger and bigger, worldwide. So, being emotionally invested into the game of hockey, I would never like to see it get to that comparison. I do think that the way it's going and slowly kind of transitioning to that, younger guys are feeling themselves, putting them out there more self on social media, and getting a little bit, I wouldn't say greedy with the dollars, but speaking out a little more on that case. I think it's a happy median where it is right now.
Okay, so then tell me what you think of Laine's comments when he said there are top lines, then there is our line. but I play with guys I'm told to play with. How do you think that goes over in a dressing room?
It's difficult with the guys from Europe with the language barrier sometimes, and it's really hard. You'd have to dive in a little deeper. I don't think it's a great look for him in particular because I think he's a bit of a dog on the ice. I don't think he works really hard. I get to see him quite a bit being with the Arizona Coyotes organization, and especially coming off a season where he went dark for a good 2 months, maybe even a little bit longer. And if you're going to sit at home and demand big boy money, players who get paid like that never just disappear for 2 months. I don't think he scored for a 30-game period last year. Maybe it wasn't that bad. Do you guys know the exact stat?
He scored 9 goals after December 1st in the regular season.
Right, and that was in crunch time. And now when you're going to talk like that about your teammates, I mean, guys who demand big dollars, they drive the lines. They're the guys not needing to play with good players. And I mean, I think Paul Maurice made a comment about Sidney Crosby, and I mean, we always go back to Crosby because he's kind of the comparison at the top, and just he's a guy that everybody looks up to. He makes the guys around him better, and he doesn't require playing with the top end talent. He doesn't need Kessel on his line. He doesn't need Malkin. He just needs guys who are gonna go forecheck and get the puck and work hard. So I don't know. I'm not crazy about Laine as a player. If I'm Winnipeg, if you can get assets in return for this guy, I would probably ship him out of town. Now, saying that, he is a pure goal scorer. Maybe it was just an off year for him, and hopefully they can rekindle the flame and everything can work out in Winnipeg for him.
I always like rekindling the flame.
As do I. I'm about forgiveness, Tim, as you know. I'm about forgiveness. All right, Biz, I want to talk about what's going on with you and Budweiser.
Yeah.
So I was going to sit here and say, hey, Biz, talk about your relationship with Budweiser and have you talk about it. And then I saw the commercial that you and Bud have put together.
Yeah.
So I just fell in love with it. So I'm just going to run that, sit back and enjoy it for the people at home, and we'll talk on the other side.
Big-time actor stuff here.
Oh, watch this. The Oscar goes too.
Watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Bissonnette here with an important announcement. Budweiser Canada has a brand new role in the organization, and guess who they brought in to recruit? That's right, me, the Biz Nasty. Not a big deal. So, what's the new gig, you ask? It's simple. Watch hockey all season long, and that's it. But Biz, I already watch hockey all season long. That's nothing new. Shut up. Shut up. Do you get paid to do it? I didn't think so. But now you will. Budweiser will pay you actual money to watch hockey. Don't worry about your friends either. You'll have plenty of opportunity to bring those pigeons along for the ride. Just head to budweiser.ca and apply. So keep your head on a swivel and stick on the ice. What are you still doing here? Go apply now.
Shakespeare. That's what that is.
Yeah, well
Shakespeare.
done. Well done.
That's incredible.
Yes, don't separate the shoulder.
There's a lot of that going on.
I want to use the clip.
Where do we even begin?
The clip where you say, shut up, shut up. Can we use that on our board when we get bad tweets to this show?
That's a great idea.
Hey, turn it into a gift. Do what you got to do.
I like that line.
All right, so Paul, I mean, some people watching that, some hockey fans watching that go, that's too good to be true. But that's the deal, right?
Yeah, I've been working with Budweiser quite a bit. I actually went to Stampede with them over the summertime. Just a blast of a company to work for. And when they approached me about this, I was so gung-ho about it because it's so fun to just give back. And they're going to pick an individual over 21 or over, and their job is going to be to watch hockey and follow along their favorite team all season long. And they're going to get paid $50,000 Canadian in order to do so. And and obviously the engagement throughout the season will pick up, and I'm sure this guy or girl will gain a following. And I was just very thankful to be a part of it. And today, just following on social media, the launches went incredible. The feedback has been amazing. The best thing about engagement with my following is we don't take each other very seriously, so we just rip on each other constantly. And I struggle with the ad reads in the podcasts. Like, I'm not a great public reader.
Yeah.
And one thing I asked them before we did that shoot is like, I need a teleprompter, of course, because of all that script, and you're going to have to give me some time with that. So luckily I was able to get a few clean takes on each line, and they were able to make me look like an actor.
Nailed it.
Whatever, man. A couple of years, you're going to be on some detective show on CBC. Yeah. I just know. That was a demo reel for you as well.
Is that what that is?
Oh, that was like Murdoch Mysteries 2.0 or something.
Jay?
I don't know.
It'd be fun to do a show with all like hockey guys incorporated as actors, where maybe like a CSI type feel or something.
That could sell. That could sell.
I was hoping they were going to crop my ears back a little bit though, because satellite.
Really, that was your issue with that? Was your ears? Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good.
I've asked him to put hair on me. That doesn't work. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Well, I mean, we'll keep our ear to the ground on this campaign going forward. Again, Budweiser and Paul Bissonnette. Go online and check it out. It just launched. It looks fantastic. Biz, let's do this again. I know you're super busy, but we love having you on. And let's don't be a stranger throughout the year. Thanks for this.
No, thank you guys. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, that's we'll have to grab a pint, a Budweiser pint when I'm back in Toronto and do a live show.